Right. I am the Ricky Harris, and my topic is heads.
Are you ready, Ricky?
Yes.
Are you ready for Ricky? All right, the Ricky Harris.
Heads.
Heads.
Uh-huh. That was great.
I often don't know my head from my ass. See, Ricky Harris, heads. 1, 2, 3, begin.
Ooh, heads. Listen, I must warn you that this speech tonight may contain some graphic material. Because let's face it, who doesn't like head? Giving head and receiving both are pleasurable activities to participate in. The act of fellatio is a time-honored tradition that can help solve all of the world's problems. This act has the power within to make people smile, make people moan, most importantly, to make people come. And who doesn't like a good coming? At this point, I can drop the mic because there's no argument there with the point I just made. Good head can change the world. I've given head to many a person and consider myself an expert. But as I have aged and I begin to work up and down a beautiful man's shaft, I realize that sometimes it takes a little more effort when giving good head. I've learned to let nothing get in the way of me pleasuring my partner in their time of need. So, baby, I will pop this jaw out of place and still make sure that I give this human being the pleasure of my luscious lips, making them come forth in arousal and climax. I've determined that more people need to be coming more often. And maybe if this were a thing, we wouldn't have so many uptight capitalists who are trying to ruin the world. Now, hear me out. If a lot of our current idiots in control would get somewhere and sit down and clear their minds of all the horrible things that they are doing by busting a glorious nut, maybe they wouldn't be such dummies when it comes to how things should be working in this world. I say that because when head is involved, you can't, or at least you shouldn't, make it a one-sided thing. Both folks, or however many folks are involved, have ample work to do to make this an enjoyable experience for all. Putting someone else's needs before yours makes for a better experience for all. Trust me. Our current head of this United States thinks nothing of no one but himself. He exhibits, in my professional opinion, someone who was not receiving proper head at all. Someone who hasn't had the pleasure of leaning their head back and having their eyes roll back in pleasure when its time has come to come. To be a good head of anything, you must not have your head up your ass, as he often does. You've got to be willing to lead with love and care and compassion for others, because trust me, we are all getting the short end of the stick here nowadays. You've got to be willing to put the others of needs before you. That's what a good head of state does. They make sure that we are all receiving the proper things we need to be successful in this life. If you're going to be the head of anything, you've got to lead with your heart and ensure that equality and justice happens for all. Being a good person with a good head on your shoulders ensures that while you're in the forefront making the tough decisions, doing the tough work, there are a number of folks behind you willing to uplift you and reassure you when the time comes. Having a good head about you makes you exhibit symptoms of compassion, love, generosity, and selflessness. Being a good person shouldn't come at the cost of queer folk, black folk, trans folk, poor folk, handicapped folk. It should not ignite fears in others, and most importantly, it should not ignite hate. What can I say? Everybody doesn't have a good head on their shoulders. But I feel like if we ignite love all over the place, we can make the difference. But hopefully we can begin to love our way through this horrible time period we have idiots running this country. Hopefully we'll get lucky, as when you find a penny heads up, because that means good luck. In fact, the other heads that I do enjoy are almost more than the act of giving or getting head. They're the heads of Benjamin Franklin, Ulysses S. Grant, Hamilton, Jackson, Washington. And if you desire to bless me with those heads on tonight, that's hashtag the Ricky Harris on the Cash App and at the Ricky Harris on the Venmo. So feel free to give me some head tonight because listen, who doesn't enjoy getting some head?